Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Right now, in this very moment, you've made a choice to open your heart to something new, something wonderful. You've decided to explore the gentle art of manifestation, and I want you to know that this choice alone tells me so much about your courage and your wisdom. I know you're here because something inside you is calling for change. Maybe you've been trying so hard to bring your dreams into reality, pushing and striving, making lists and taking action after action, yet somehow feeling like you're swimming upstream. Perhaps you've read books about manifestation, watched videos, tried techniques, and still found yourself wondering why some things come easily while others feel like you're trying to move mountains with your bare hands. If you're feeling a little tired from all the effort, that's perfectly natural. If you're wondering whether you're doing something wrong or if manifestation really works for people like you, I want to wrap you in the warmest, most loving embrace right now. Because what you're feeling isn't a sign that you're failing. It's actually a beautiful invitation to discover a much more gentle, much more natural way of creating the life you desire. You see, most of us have been taught that getting what we want requires struggle. We've learned that we must work hard, push through resistance, and force our way to success. These beliefs run so deep that when we approach manifestation, we bring the same energy of effort and strain. We think we need to visualize harder, affirm louder, take more action, and somehow convince the universe that we're worthy of our dreams. But what if I told you that this approach is like trying to grow a garden by yanking on the sprouts to make them grow faster? What if the very effort you've been putting into manifestation has been creating the resistance that keeps your desires just out of reach? The truth is, manifestation isn't about working harder, it's about working softer. It's about finding that sweet spot where your desires can flow to you as naturally as a river flows to the sea. And the key to this natural flow is something you already possess, something that costs nothing and requires no special training. It's your ability to relax. Now, when I say relax, I don't mean becoming passive or giving up on your dreams. I'm talking about a different kind of relaxation, the kind that happens when you finally stop fighting the current and allow yourself to be carried by the natural forces that are always working in your favor. Think about the times in your life when wonderful things happened effortlessly. Maybe it was meeting someone special when you weren't looking for love, or finding the perfect job through a casual conversation, or receiving unexpected money just when you needed it most. These experiences have something beautiful in common. They happened when you were in a state of relaxed allowing, when you weren't gripping tightly to how things should unfold. This is the secret that changes everything. Relaxation isn't just nice to have when you're manifesting, it's absolutely essential. When you're relaxed, your energy becomes magnetic in the most beautiful way. You stop sending out those frantic vibrations that push your desires away, and instead, you begin to emit the calm, confident energy that naturally draws good things to you. Your nervous system plays a huge role in this process. When you're stressed, worried, or trying too hard, your body goes into what we might call survival mode. In this state, your focus narrows to immediate problems and potential threats. Your creativity diminishes, your intuition gets cloudy, and you become blind to opportunities that are right in front of you. It's like trying to see a beautiful sunset while wearing sunglasses in a tunnel. But when you're relaxed, something magical happens. Your nervous system shifts into what we could call thriving mode. Suddenly, your awareness expands. You notice things you missed before. Ideas flow more freely. Coincidences multiply. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. This isn't wishful thinking. This is how your beautiful mind and body are designed to work. The universe is always responding to your energy, and relaxed energy is incredibly attractive. When you're at peace with where you are while remaining open to where you're going, you become like a magnet for miracles. You stop broadcasting the message, "I don't have what I want," and start sending out the much more powerful signal, "I trust that all good things are on their way to me." This shift changes everything about how you approach your day. Instead of waking up with a mental list of everything you need to make happen, you can wake up curious about what beautiful surprises the day might bring. Instead of forcing conversations and opportunities, you can relax into the natural flow of life and watch how perfectly things begin to align. But here's where many of us get stuck. We've been carrying around so much that no longer serves us. Old fears, limiting beliefs, past disappointments, and these things create tension in our system like rocks in a river. They disrupt the natural flow and make manifestation feel difficult and unpredictable. The beautiful news is that you don't have to carry these burdens anymore. You can learn to recognize when you're holding tension and gently release it. You can identify the thoughts and beliefs that create resistance and choose more supportive ones. You can clear the channel between you and your desires so that good things can flow to you with ease. Resistance often feels like a tight feeling in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or tension in your shoulders when you think about your desires. It's that feeling of, "But what if it doesn't work out?" Or, "I don't deserve this," or, "This is too good to be true." These feelings are like alarm bells telling you that somewhere inside, you're working against yourself instead of with yourself. One of the gentlest ways to begin releasing resistance is simply to notice it without judgment. When you catch yourself feeling tense about your desires, you can pause and take 3 deep, slow breaths. With each exhale, you can let go of the need to control how your dreams unfold. You can remind yourself that you don't have to figure everything out right now. Sometimes resistance shows up as impatience. You want what you want, and you want it now. This urgency creates a vibration of lack. It says, "I don't have this yet," and that's a problem. But when you can relax into divine timing, when you can trust that everything is unfolding perfectly even when you can't see the whole picture, you allow space for even better things to come to you than you originally imagined. Other times, resistance appears as doubt. You start to question whether manifestation really works, whether you're doing it right, whether you're worthy of your dreams. These doubts are often old voices from the past. Maybe parents who struggled with money, teachers who said you weren't good enough, or your own inner critic who learned to protect you by keeping your expectations low. The truth is, these voices don't reflect your reality today. They're echoes from yesterday that no longer serve the magnificent person you're becoming. You can acknowledge them with compassion. They were trying to keep you safe, and then gently choose thoughts that support your dreams instead. Fear is another common form of resistance. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of disappointment, fear of being seen as selfish or unrealistic. These fears feel very real and very important, but they're actually just thoughts that create physical sensations. When you understand this, you can learn to feel the fear without being controlled by it. One beautiful way to work with fear is to breathe into it. When fearful thoughts arise, instead of fighting them or feeding them with more worried thinking, you can simply breathe deeply and slowly. You can place your hand on your heart and remind yourself that you're safe in this moment. You can acknowledge the fear as an old protective mechanism and thank it for caring about you, then choose to move forward anyway. Letting go of resistance doesn't mean you'll never feel challenged or uncertain again. It means you develop the skill of moving through these feelings without getting stuck in them. You learn to surf the waves of emotion instead of being pulled under by them. As you practice releasing resistance, you might notice that your whole relationship with desire begins to change. Instead of desperately needing things to be different, you start to feel excited about the possibilities ahead. Instead of worrying about when and how your dreams will manifest, you begin to enjoy the journey of becoming the person who naturally attracts what you want. This is the foundation of relaxed manifestation, learning to hold your desires lightly, like a butterfly that might land on your hand if you stay very still and very patient. When you stop chasing and start allowing, when you stop forcing and start flowing, you discover that the universe has been trying to give you gifts all along. You just needed to relax enough to receive them. When you begin to release what no longer serves you, something beautiful starts to emerge, your natural state of peaceful awareness. This isn't a state you need to create or achieve through complicated techniques. It's who you already are beneath all the worry and striving. It's your true self, the part of you that knows, without any doubt, that you are worthy of love, abundance, and joy. Your peaceful mind is like a clear, still lake that perfectly reflects the sky above. When the water is choppy with worry and agitation, the reflection becomes distorted and unclear. But when the surface is calm, you can see everything with perfect clarity, including the infinite possibilities that surround you every moment. This peaceful state isn't about being passive or disconnected from life. It's actually the most powerful state you can inhabit because it allows you to see situations clearly, make decisions from wisdom rather than fear, and recognize opportunities that your worried mind might miss entirely. When you're at peace, you naturally align with the highest good for yourself and everyone around you. Think about a time when you felt completely at peace, maybe while watching a sunset, holding a sleeping child, or sitting in nature. In those moments, did you feel separate from life, or did you feel deeply connected to something larger than yourself? Most people describe feeling profoundly united with the flow of existence, as if they're part of a beautiful, coordinated dance that extends far beyond their individual concerns. This connection is always available to you. It's not something you have to earn or achieve. It's something you can remember and return to whenever you choose. And when you're operating from this place of peaceful connection, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. The difference between a worried mind and a peaceful mind is like the difference between a radio picking up static and one tuned to a clear, beautiful station. Both radios have the same potential, but one is aligned with clarity while the other is caught in interference. Your peaceful mind is naturally tuned to the frequency of abundance, love, and possibility. When you're in this peaceful state, you stop trying to control every detail of how your desires will manifest, and instead, you become available to receive inspiration about the next step to take. You might suddenly know which person to call, which opportunity to pursue, or which path to explore. These insights don't come from forcing or figuring out. They arise naturally from your connection to the wisdom that flows through all of life. This is the difference between wanting and allowing. Wanting often carries a feeling of lack. It focuses on what's missing and creates a pushing energy that can actually repel what you desire. Allowing, on the other hand, is spacious and receptive. It acknowledges your desires while remaining open to how they might unfold in ways even better than you imagined. When you're allowing, you can hold your desires like precious seeds that you plant in fertile soil. You water them with your attention and love, but you don't dig them up every day to check if they're growing. You trust the natural process and remain open to the miracle of manifestation. Your peaceful mind knows that you don't have to have all the answers right now. It understands that the universe has access to possibilities and connections that your individual perspective cannot see. From this place of trust, you can take inspired action without attachment to specific outcomes, knowing that each step is leading you exactly where you need to go. As you become more familiar with your peaceful mind, you'll notice that it has a very different relationship with time than your worried mind does. Worry lives in the future, creating anxiety about things that haven't happened yet. Peace exists in the present moment, where all the power to create change actually resides. In the present moment, you're not lacking anything. You have everything you need to take the next step. You have breath in your body, love in your heart, and infinite potential in your spirit. From this foundation of wholeness, your desires become expressions of joy rather than attempts to fill a void. Now, as you settle more deeply into this peaceful state, you might notice that certain thoughts and beliefs surface that don't match this new level of awareness. These are the weeds in your mental garden, old ideas that once seemed true, but now feel heavy and limiting. The beautiful thing is that you don't have to fight these thoughts or feel bad about having them. You can simply recognize them as outdated software that's ready to be updated. Your mind is like a garden that you tend with love and patience. Over the years, you've planted many seeds, some from your own experiences, others from what you've heard from family, friends, teachers, and society. Some of these seeds have grown into beautiful flowers of wisdom and self-love. Others have grown into weeds of limitation and fear. Just as a gardener doesn't judge the weeds, they simply remove them to make space for desired plants. You can look at limiting beliefs with compassion and understanding. They served a purpose at some point, perhaps protecting you from disappointment or helping you fit in with others. But now, as you grow into your full potential, these old beliefs are like clothes that no longer fit. Some common weeds you might discover include thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "Money is hard to come by," "Good things don't happen to people like me," or "I have to work hard for everything I get." These beliefs feel true because you've practiced them for so long, but they're actually just habits of thinking that can be gently changed. The key to transforming limiting beliefs isn't to force them away or judge yourself for having them. Instead, you can examine them with curious kindness, like a scientist studying something interesting. You might ask yourself, where did this belief come from? How has it served me? Is it still true for me now? What would I prefer to believe instead? Often, limiting beliefs are generalizations based on past experiences. Maybe you tried something once and it didn't work out, so you concluded that things never work out for me. Or perhaps you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees, and you absorbed the belief that abundance is scarce and difficult to attain. The truth is, past experiences don't determine future possibilities unless you allow them to. Every moment offers a fresh start, a new opportunity to choose thoughts that support your dreams rather than sabotage them. You can honor the lessons you've learned while remaining open to experiences that transcend your previous limitations. One gentle way to transform limiting beliefs is to simply notice when they arise and say to yourself, "That's an interesting thought. I wonder what else might be true." This creates space between you and the belief, allowing you to see it as one possible perspective rather than an absolute truth. Another approach is to look for evidence that contradicts the limiting belief. If you believe "I never get what I want," you can recall times when you did receive something you desired, even if it was small. If you believe "I'm not creative," you can remember moments when you solved a problem in a unique way or appreciated something beautiful. As you gently question and release old beliefs, you create space for new, more supportive thoughts to take root. You might begin to consider possibilities like, "I am worthy of love and abundance. The universe is conspiring to help me." or every day in every way I am growing into my highest potential. These new beliefs might feel unfamiliar at first, like wearing a beautiful new outfit that makes you feel slightly self-conscious because it's different from what you usually wear. That's perfectly natural. As you practice these new thoughts with patience and repetition, they'll begin to feel more natural and authentic. The goal isn't to convince yourself of something that feels completely untrue, but rather to open your mind to expanded possibilities. You're not trying to lie to yourself. You're simply becoming available to perceive and experience more of the love, abundance, and joy that are always present but sometimes hidden by old ways of thinking. As your mental garden becomes clearer and more beautiful, you create the perfect environment for setting intentions from your heart space rather than from fear or desperation. There's a profound difference between these two approaches to desire, and understanding this difference can transform your entire manifestation experience. When intentions come from fear or desperation, they carry a heavy energy of need. They say things like, "I have to have this or I'll never be happy. Without this, I'm not enough," or "I need this to prove my worth." These intentions often feel urgent and demanding, and they create pressure both for you and for the universe to deliver in very specific ways. Heart-centered intentions, on the other hand, arise from a place of wholeness and love. They feel expansive rather than constricted, exciting rather than desperate. They come from a desire to grow, contribute, create, and experience more joy rather than from a need to fix something that's wrong with your life. When you set intentions from your heart, you're not trying to fill a void or prove anything to anyone. You're expressing your natural desire to expand and evolve, to experience more of the beauty and possibility that life offers. These intentions feel alive and inspiring because they're aligned with your soul's deepest truth. The key to heart-centered intention setting is emotional alignment. This means that when you think about your desire, you feel the emotions you would feel if it were already real in your life. Not the emotions of lacking it, but the emotions of having it, being it, or experiencing it. For example, if your intention is to manifest a loving relationship, heart-centered intention setting would involve feeling the love, companionship, and joy that such a relationship would bring. You wouldn't focus on being lonely or frustrated about being single. You'd focus on the beautiful feelings of connection and partnership. If your intention is financial abundance, you'd cultivate feelings of security, freedom, and gratitude rather than focusing on current limitations or fears about money. You'd let yourself feel the peace and excitement that come with knowing you're taken care of and able to be generous with others. This emotional alignment is incredibly powerful because emotions are the language that the universe responds to most directly. When your emotional state matches your desire, you become a magnet for experiences that will generate those same feelings in your life. The beautiful thing about this approach is that you can begin experiencing the emotions of your fulfilled desires right now, even before they manifest in physical form. You can practice feeling loved, abundant, creative, successful, or peaceful whenever you choose. This not only makes the journey more enjoyable, but it also accelerates the manifestation process by aligning your energy with what you want to attract. As you practice setting intentions from this heart-centered place, you'll notice that your desires become clearer and more authentic. You'll discover what you truly want versus what you think you should want based on others' expectations or societal pressures. Your intentions will feel like expressions of your deepest self rather than attempts to become someone different or to escape your current life. Now that your heart is aligned with your intentions, you're ready to explore one of the most beautiful and natural aspects of manifestation, visualization. But this isn't the kind of visualization where you strain to create perfect mental pictures or force yourself to see things that feel unreal. This is relaxed visualization, a gentle practice of seeing with what I like to call soft eyes. Traditional visualization often feels like work because it comes from the mind, trying to control and create detailed images. Relaxed visualization, however, flows from your heart and feels more like remembering something beautiful than manufacturing something new. It's the difference between trying to paint a perfect picture and allowing yourself to daydream about something wonderful. When you visualize with soft eyes, you're not worried about getting every detail exactly right. You're not concerned with seeing clear, movie-like images in your mind. Instead, you're simply allowing yourself to feel into the experience of your desire as if it were already unfolding naturally in your life. Some people are naturally visual and can see clear pictures in their mind's eye. Others are more kinesthetic and experience visualization through feelings and sensations. Still others are auditory and might hear conversations or sounds related to their desires. There's no right or wrong way to visualize. There's only your unique way of connecting with the energy of what you want to manifest. The key is to use all your senses in a very relaxed, playful manner. Instead of trying to force specific images, you can simply wonder what it might feel like, sound like, smell like, or taste like to be living your desire. This wondering creates a gentle opening in your consciousness that allows the experience to unfold naturally. For example, if you're visualizing a new home rather than straining to see every architectural detail, you might simply feel the sense of comfort and peace you'd experience there. You might sense the quality of light coming through the windows, imagine the sounds of laughter and conversation filling the rooms, or feel the satisfaction of being in a space that truly reflects who you are. If you're visualizing a fulfilling career, you might focus on the feeling of purpose and excitement you'd experience each day, the sense of making a meaningful contribution, or the joy of working with people who appreciate your unique gifts. You don't need to see every detail of the office or script every conversation. You just need to feel into the emotional essence of the experience. This approach to visualization is incredibly powerful because it bypasses the analytical mind that often wants to figure out exactly how things will happen. Instead, it engages your imagination in a way that feels natural and inspiring. When visualization feels like play rather than work, you know you're approaching it correctly. The beautiful thing about relaxed visualization is that it often reveals desires and possibilities you hadn't consciously considered. As you allow yourself to feel into different scenarios, you might discover that what you thought you wanted isn't actually what would bring you the most joy. Or you might find that your vision expands to include even more wonderful possibilities than you originally imagined. As you practice this gentle form of visualization, you'll notice that it becomes easier to maintain the feeling states that attract your desires, even when you're not formally visualizing. The emotions and sensations you experience during these peaceful moments begin to infuse your daily life, creating a consistent vibration that draws your dreams toward you. Sometimes people worry that if they're not visualizing with intense focus and concentration, they're not doing it right. But the truth is that the most powerful visualization happens when you're so relaxed that you almost forget you're trying to manifest anything at all. It feels more like enjoying a beautiful daydream than doing spiritual work. This relaxed approach also prevents the frustration that can come from trying too hard to see specific images. When you release the pressure to visualize perfectly, you create space for your intuition to guide the process. You might find yourself imagining scenarios you never would have thought of consciously, or feeling drawn to possibilities that expand your original vision in wonderful ways. As your visualization practice deepens and becomes more natural, you begin to develop a quality that is essential for effortless manifestation: divine trust. This is the ability to take inspired action while remaining unattached to exactly how your desires will unfold. It's the art of surrendering the how while maintaining clear intention about the what. Divine trust doesn't mean being passive or giving up on your dreams. It means understanding that your role is to be clear about what you want, to align your energy with those desires, and to take whatever steps feel inspired and joyful. The universe's role is to orchestrate the countless details, connections, and synchronicities that bring your desires into physical reality. Think of it like planting a garden. Your job is to plant the seeds, water them, and provide good soil and sunlight. You don't need to understand the mysterious process by which a tiny seed transforms into a beautiful flower. You just need to trust that this miracle will unfold naturally when the conditions are right. When you try to control every aspect of how your desires manifest, you're like a gardener who digs up the seeds every day to check if they're growing. This interference actually slows down the natural process and creates unnecessary stress for you. But when you trust the process, you can enjoy the journey while allowing your dreams to unfold in their perfect timing. Surrendering the how often brings up fears about being irresponsible or naive. You might worry that if you don't try to control outcomes, nothing will happen or things will go wrong. But there's a profound difference between surrendering and being irresponsible. Surrendering means taking appropriate action while remaining flexible about the path. Being irresponsible means not taking any action at all. Divine trust actually makes you more effective, not less, because it allows you to recognize and respond to opportunities that your controlling mind might miss. When you're attached to a specific plan, you might overlook a better path that emerges. When you trust the process, you remain open to possibilities you never could have planned or anticipated. This trust develops gradually as you begin to notice how perfectly things work out when you allow them to unfold naturally. You start to see the wisdom in unexpected delays, the gifts hidden in apparent detours, and the way seemingly random events connect to create exactly what you need. Sometimes the universe's timing is different from your preferred timeline, and this can test your trust. You might feel ready for your desire to manifest now, but the universe might be orchestrating additional elements to make the experience even better than you imagined. Learning to find peace in this timing takes practice, but it's one of the most liberating skills you can develop. One way to strengthen your trust is to look back at your life and notice times when things didn't unfold according to your plan, but ultimately led to something even better. Perhaps a job you didn't get led to an opportunity you never would have discovered. Maybe a relationship that ended made space for a more fulfilling partnership. These experiences can help you trust that the same intelligence is working in your life right now. Divine trust also means trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, your worthiness, and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Often we try to control outcomes because we don't trust ourselves to navigate challenges, or we don't believe we deserve good things. But as you develop a deeper relationship with your own wisdom and inherent worth, it becomes easier to relax into the flow of life. The beautiful paradox of surrendering control is that it actually gives you more influence over your life, not less. When you're not wasting energy trying to force specific outcomes, you have more energy available for inspiration, creativity, and joy. When you're not constantly worried about whether things will work out, you can perceive opportunities and take action from a place of clarity and confidence. As you develop this trust, you'll want to support it with daily practices that keep you aligned with the energy of manifestation. These don't need to be complicated or time-consuming rituals. The most powerful practices are often the simplest ones that you can integrate seamlessly into your existing routine. Creating your manifestation rhythm is about finding practices that help you maintain the relaxed, positive, trusting state that attracts your desires. These practices serve as gentle reminders throughout your day to return to alignment whenever you notice you've drifted into worry or force. A beautiful morning practice might begin before you even get out of bed. As you're waking up, you can take a few moments to appreciate something wonderful about your life right now. It might be the comfort of your bed, the love in your heart, or simply the fact that you have another day to experience beauty and growth. This gratitude immediately aligns you with abundance and sets a positive tone for your entire day. You might also spend a few moments in the morning feeling into your desires as if they're already unfolding, not with strain or urgency, but with the same gentle anticipation you might feel before a lovely evening with dear friends. You can let yourself feel excited about the good things coming your way without needing to know exactly when or how they'll arrive. Throughout your day, you can create small moments of alignment by pausing to breathe deeply and remember your connection to the loving intelligence that orchestrates all of life. When you're waiting in line, stuck in traffic, or taking a break at work, you can use these natural pauses to return to your center and send out positive energy. One particularly powerful practice is to notice and appreciate evidence of manifestation that's already happening in your life. This might be a helpful phone call from a friend, finding a parking space exactly when you need it, or receiving an unexpected compliment. When you acknowledge these small manifestations, you strengthen your faith in the process and attract even more positive experiences. Evening practices can help you end your day in a state of peace and gratitude, which sets you up for restorative sleep and positive dreams. You might review your day and appreciate moments of joy, connection, or growth. You can also reflect on any challenges with compassion, seeing them as opportunities to practice trust and resilience. Before sleep, you can gently release the day's concerns and any attachment to how your desires should manifest. You can imagine sending all your worries and plans to the universe for safekeeping, trusting that divine intelligence will work on your behalf while you rest. This creates space for inspiration and solutions to emerge naturally. The key to sustainable practice is to choose activities that feel nourishing rather than burdensome. If a practice starts to feel like another item on your to-do list, it's time to simplify or try something different. The goal is to create a gentle rhythm that supports your alignment, not to add pressure to your life. Some people find it helpful to set gentle reminders throughout the day, perhaps a phone alarm that goes off a few times to prompt a moment of gratitude or a deep breath. Others prefer to attach manifestation practices to existing habits, like taking 3 conscious breaths every time they wash their hands, or appreciating something beautiful each time they walk through a doorway. As you develop your personal rhythm of practices, you'll discover what works best for your unique lifestyle and personality. Some people thrive with consistent timing, while others prefer a more flexible approach. Some enjoy longer periods of meditation or visualization, while others prefer frequent short moments of alignment. Trust your instincts about what feels most natural and sustainable for you. The most important thing is consistency over perfection. It's better to spend 2 minutes each day in genuine appreciation than to do an hour-long practice once a week out of obligation. Your daily rhythm should feel like a gift you give yourself, not a spiritual assignment you must complete. As these practices become more natural and integrated into your life, you'll notice that maintaining alignment becomes effortless. You'll find yourself naturally returning to states of trust, gratitude, and positive expectation throughout your day. This consistent energy creates a powerful foundation for manifestation that works continuously in the background of your life. Now, as we come to the heart of everything we've explored together, I want you to know something important about your future. The person you're becoming through this understanding of relaxed manifestation is someone who naturally attracts wonderful experiences not through force or desperation, but through the magnetic power of their peaceful, loving energy. You are stepping into a version of yourself who knows without any doubt that you are worthy of every good thing you desire. This isn't something you need to earn or prove. It's your birthright as a beloved child of the universe. Every cell in your body, every beat of your heart, every breath you take is evidence of how deeply you are cherished and supported. The skills you've been developing, relaxation, release, peaceful awareness, trust, and daily alignment, these aren't just manifestation techniques. They're life skills that will serve you in every area of your existence. They'll help you navigate challenges with grace, appreciate beauty more fully, connect with others more deeply, and contribute to the world more meaningfully. As you continue to practice these principles, you'll discover that manifestation becomes less about getting specific things and more about becoming someone who naturally experiences abundance, love, and joy in countless ways. You'll find that your desires evolve and expand as you grow, and you'll trust this evolution because you'll know it's leading you toward your highest good. There will be days when you forget these truths, when you slip back into old patterns of worry or force. This is completely natural and nothing to judge yourself about. Each time you remember and return to alignment, you strengthen your new way of being. Each time you choose trust over fear, relaxation over strain, you build the neural pathways that make these choices more automatic. Your future is bright with possibilities you can't even imagine from where you sit today. The universe has dreams for you that are even bigger and more beautiful than your own. As you relax into this truth, as you trust the process of your unfolding, you become available to receive gifts that exceed your wildest hopes. The world needs what you have to offer. Your unique combination of talents, perspectives, and love is required for the healing and evolution of our planet. As you manifest your desires and step into your full potential, you inspire others to do the same. Your transformation becomes a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone whose life you touch. So take this understanding with you into each new day. Remember that you are powerful beyond measure, loved beyond comprehension, and supported by forces you may never fully understand, but can always trust. Let your desires flow from love rather than fear. Let your actions arise from inspiration rather than desperation. And let your heart remain open to magic in forms you've never experienced before. You have everything within you right now to begin manifesting the life of your dreams. Not someday when you're more worthy, not after you've figured everything out, not when the conditions are perfect, but now, in this beautiful moment, just as you are. Trust yourself, trust the process, trust the love that surrounds you always. Your dreams are not too big, too small, or too late. They are perfect expressions of your soul's desire to grow, contribute, and experience the fullness of what it means to be alive. Go forward with confidence, beautiful soul. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and the best is yet to come.